The perfect English medieval village of Alfriston in rural Sussex seemed a good place to be. So 5 years ago, my wife and I left the United States to open a bookshop here. We're distinctive not just because we keep chickens out back. We've tried to create a welcoming shop with wonderful old books and some of our favorite new books as well. I'm Nash Robbins of the Much Ado Bookshop, and if you're in a book group, I'd recommend that you read Juliet Nicholson's wonderful book, The Perfect Summer, Dancing into Shadow in 1911. England was plump with promise, writes Juliet, but we know what happens to plump fruit in the heat, and that summer was remarkably hot. It was a terribly difficult time, humid, sticky, uncomfortable, and society was changing in ways not everybody recognized. In fact, hardly anybody recognized. She writes about the good times, the parties, the extraordinary goings-on above stairs, as it were. But she also writes about the difficult times, about the factory workers whose children die in the heat. They had to spend the equivalent of 5 weeks' wages to bury them. She writes about the dockyard strikers suffering in the heat and finally deciding to go on strike just a week before the coronation, and about Winston Churchill's reaction, which is eye-opening. It's an extraordinary evocation of an extraordinary time. I think we all think we know about it, but we don't really, and it laid the groundwork for our society as it is now. That's why we think that book groups will enjoy this book. But also, you'll have something more to talk about. Your family's lived through this history. You'll have your own stories about it to share. That's an even better reason to read A Perfect Summer by Juliet Nicholson.